Welcome back. Now it's time for Legends Agenda with Ben Elias and Steve Blocker Roach. Hello, Legends.
Always good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you here now. It's a huge game. Reece Walsh, we just saw a few of his highlights. Yeah. He's a superstar. But he's a little bit rocks or diamonds. Do you tone him down or you just let the kid play?
Mate, you let the kid play. This bloke, hottest property in the game of NRL, right around the world. This bloke was a superstar for things he did that you couldn't just normally do day in, day out on a football match. His speed, his footwork, his pizzazz, I just love it all. He's such an exciting bloke to watch. And look, you couldn't leave him out of the side. No way.
I agree. I think he's got the potential to be the best player in the game one day. I know it's an early call, but I do think he's got the potential. The Broncos, and a lot of chat around they need to be harder block. They need to be more steely to compete with those top teams. And they got Madge there. What do you think?
I love the way the Brisbane Broncos play. You score, I score, it seems to me, with Brisbane. Big test for them tomorrow against the Melbourne Storm down there. If they can win a war and it's down in the trenches and they can win 16-12, then I'm going, mate, they're a big chance to win the comp. But I haven't seen that from them. I see them outscore sides and they score 30. Opposition scores 28, they win, they're happy. But I want to see them in a war because I reckon come semi-final time, you're going to see teams getting down in the trenches.
You see Madge in big games. He likes big games. Last year when we saw him as the coach for the State of Origin, he got through the big games and just wins blocky. And I reckon this game on the weekend will be just as...
It's a mentality thing too. If you play that way and you're flamboyant and you've got blokes in your side that play like that all the time, very hard to all of a sudden change and play that down. That's right, 100%.
Mate, talking about strengths, Big Nelson's been left out of Melbourne. Do you agree with that decision?
Mate, you know what I'd say? I reckon it's a bit of a test for him. I reckon Craig Bellamy's testing him. You think back to the grand final last year when he didn't play, a lot of pundits were saying they would have won that game with the size of Big Nelson and what he can do. He's an intimidating bugger, isn't he? There's no doubt about that. I reckon it might be a test. I reckon come semi-final time, when they're there in the big games, they're going to see how he reacts now that he's been left out and how he gets himself around the joint. Whether he puts his head down.
You think they want to see him earn it and really earn that spot?
Mate, he's very hungry. He'd be very hungry to come on the football paddock, don't you think, Blocky? Being left out, as a player, you feel like,
but I reckon
give me one more chance.
Craig Bell will be looking at a reaction from him. Yeah. Let's see how he reacts to being left out.
It's a good point you make because he won't want to miss another GF.
No way.
So he'll want to work his arse off to get back there.
Top four's a little bit shaky. Who do you guys have as the favourites right now?
Lockie, you can go
first. I've got the Melbourne Storm. I think if Hughes comes back, I think they've got the best roster. If you have a look at, if you sat down and you had a look at the top 30 on every side, I think the Melbourne Storm have got most of those big positions in tow. Yeah. And I also think the big games, they know how to win the big ones. I know they lost the grand final last year, but they know how to win those big games. And I reckon, it'll come from the top four, 2 bites of the cherry. Yeah. I think Melbourne. I think they've got the best roster.
And I think different. I reckon the Broncos. I know, and I hate saying it, but I just think the Broncos have got so much strike power in their side. We talked about Walsh earlier. I mean, he's just an absolute super. So he'll get better and better as the games go on. Madge's experience, I think, makes a very big difference in these. At this time of the year. And I just like the fact that Huss has come back now. He'll make an absolute massive difference to that side. They'll strengthen up and, they start believing. Adam Reynolds, one of the most experienced number 7s in the game. I just think they've got it all. Yeah.
All right, the Tigers players breach for the hand gesture, the khod.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Benny, here on the back page of the telly today. So, obviously, you were offended by it.
Look, I was offended by it. I could tell you, I got belted from pillar to post for making those accusations and that sign. Yeah. I know how bad it. Look, you said it earlier. Yeah. You got a lot of Lebanese people, and each of them say it's a different meaning. And I haven't got the definition of the actual meaning, but I do know one thing. I grew up in a Lebanese family with 7 children, and my father and mum were very strict.
You'd get flogged if you did something like that, wouldn't you?
I did. Yeah. I used to get flogged, so I was quite against it. And,
but that's okay, Benny, because I think this is the thing, right, is that the older generation, they are more offended than the younger generation. So maybe over time, it's not as offensive now as it once was, maybe. I don't know, but that's the feeling I've got a little bit.
Have a look at the feeling of the players. and I don't take that away from them.
Yeah.
I mean, when we play State of Origin, Gordy, the players don't give the bird to the spectators.
Oh, I might have.
I think I did.
We did once upon a time. We did. but now it's.
What do you think?
Well, you know, the other thing too is my point of view is, and I don't really know enough about it to be able to talk about it, but the thing that got me is I was all excited about the Tigers beating the side that's coming second in the premiership. I was excited about that. And then they carried on with all that crap, you know, when they scored the try. Brent Naden, right? Yeah. He's lucky to be back in the side. Mate, if I was him, I wouldn't be getting involved in that sort of stuff. I'd be putting my head down and trying to keep my position in that team. I was disappointed. Finally, the Tigers have got back where they're starting to win respect. They beat a side that's coming second in the comp, and all of a sudden they do that.
Is there something with their culture, Blocker? Because, you know, like you watch with the LA Raiders back in the 80s, they wanted to be the bad boys and be, you know, is that what the Tigers want to be?
I'll tell you, my take on that, Gordy, is I didn't see Appy anywhere near it. A great leader. Yep. He doesn't need to do that sort of stuff. No. Mate, so I reckon they should take a feather out of his cap and carry on like he does.
And you've got to give a big plus to this bloke here, mate. He absolutely blitzed him. That's the best game I've seen him play for a very, very long time.
I think it's the best game he's ever played.
And they say, you know, he's had 3 AC joints, which he's had no luck at all. And that running 90 metres there away from the Bulldog players, I mean, that just showed.
Do you want the Tigers to re-sign him?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what I was
100%.
a little bit disappointed in. Finally, as I said, the Tigers have beaten the top 4 side, mate. Yeah. They've gone well. They get an offer to keep one of the players. The big argument all the time is we let all our players go. You go through the last decade of what the Tigers have done. They'd win the premiership with the teams they let go. So they offer Dewey a 1-year contract. St George offer him 2 years, and then the Tigers come back and go, we'll give you 2 years. Why didn't you give him 2 years in the first place? He's your best player.
Look, in defence of the club block, he has had a lot of injuries.
Mate, he's their best player, but you just said how good he's going.
He is our best player.
Give him 2 years.
Man, it was back-to-back week, last week and this week, both our best player.
They did act quick too, and they've offered him, I think, the 2 years, I believe. I'm just not sure.
And he's already said he wants to stay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the money's right, but that's for them to sort out. But the Panthers trainer, you know, to be fair, I'm sick of talking about it, but it has been a big, a big talking point, a controversial one, which is why it's got so much attention. How did you two see this?
Well, I saw this as look at him. Have a look at the goal kicker. He's ready to go. He's fully focused. This joker runs across it in front of him. It disturbs him. He has to go and reset himself and try and concentrate back. He kicked all the other goals except for this goal, and it was no coincidence. And you know, and you could see how upset he was after the kick. You could see everyone. That is just right. That's blatant stuff.
I don't reckon there's any excuse for it.
No,
you know, he's a good bloke, and that I know the fella personally. He's a good bloke, mate. You can go around the back of him, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how we stop it. Give him that kick a goal. He misses it. Give him another kick in front.
He's filthy with him. Look at him.
They won't do it again.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for What Are You Loving? Thanks to Maccas. What are you loving this week, boys?
I'm loving the fight for the top 8 and the Dolphins up against the Roosters this week.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see. Farmworth is out of the side for the Dolphins. They've had plenty of fight in them this season. The Roosters have been improving. Who's going to make the top 8? It starts now.
Yeah, that's a good game.
I'm looking forward to the big Broncos game. I think that'll be an absolute cracker. I think, you know, that doesn't get much bigger than that tomorrow night.